What's up guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. And in today's video we're gonna be teaching you guys how to make an auto robot. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe. And let's head straight into the video.
So here are the things you'll need: an Arduino Nano and a breadboard, an ultrasonic sensor, and you don't have to have this ultrasonic holder, 4 servo motors, and a 6-volt battery, and some jumper wires.
Alright guys, so after showing you guys all the parts you need, we went on to glue everything together. So on top you see the ultrasonic sensor in its shield. The orange wire to the left is the GND. The yellow wire is the echo pin. The second orange wire is the trig pin. And the white pin is the VCC 5-volt pin. On the back we have our board with our Arduino Nano on it. There's no wires connected yet. We're going to do the wiring in a bit. And over here you can see we have 4 servo motors. 2 servo motors are inside the rectangle and they connect onto 2 more servo motors over here. You can see the way they're facing. Each servo motor is facing. So these are where we're gonna glue on the legs. The legs are also gonna be made out of completely Lego. That's it, nothing but Lego. We screwed it in for better stability, and that's basically all we did so far. Nothing too much.
So here you can see that there's 4 wires for 4 servo motors. The basic connection is that you see how there's yellow, red, and brown. We connect the yellow wire in the yellow pin right up here. We connect the orange wire into the red bit. And we connect the blue wire in the brown bit. So you need to do this basic connection for all 4 servos. You can use any color wire, but I'm using these colors because it'll be more easier for you to tell the difference between each and every pin. So here is the simple wire connection. These 2 wires are for these 2 servos and these 2 wires are for these 2 servos. Before we connect the servos on, let me show you how to connect the ultrasonic sensor on because it's much easier. So as we showed you earlier, over here this orange one is the GND pin. You can see that there's a GND pin on this side right over here. This white one goes on the VIN pin. And then these 2 pins, you can put them on any digital pin from 6 to 13. I'm putting these on 10 and 11. I'll be putting the echo pin onto 11 and the trig pin onto 10. So now for the wiring of the servo motors. The yellow wire goes on the GND pin. The GND pin, which is right up here, is next to the VIN pin. The orange wire goes onto the 5 volts, which is 2 pins next to the GND. And the blue pin goes right onto digital pin number 2. Now let me tell you something that you have to keep in mind. This servo motor goes onto digital pin number 2. This one goes onto digital pin number 3. This one goes onto digital pin number 4. And this one goes on pin number 5. You have to keep this in mind because in the code it says the servo is defined onto pin number 2. If you put on the wrong servo, then you might accidentally trigger the wrong servo. So guys, now I finished the robot. I finished all the wiring that you can see at the back. It was pretty much the same thing. It's kind of repetitive. And there was one small mistake that I made. You know how I said that the yellow one goes on the yellow? You know how I said that the yellow wire goes onto the yellow wire over here? It's kind of the opposite. The yellow goes on the brown, the orange stays on the red one, and the blue one goes on the source pin, on the yellow one. So just switch the brown and yellow one around. Just switch the yellow and blue wire around, and your robot should work. Because some people have the problem where their robot doesn't work, and that's because the servos aren't oriented properly in the right direction. And in this project, I made the ultrasonic sensor, I put it on it, and I didn't really have time to write the code. So I uploaded the code. Now all you have to do is plug the battery in. Sometimes your robot might not work at the first time. You have to like change around the servos. And let's test it and see if it works.
Time for the test! And it's time for you all to subscribe right now. So go down there, subscribe, and don't forget to smash that like button. And don't forget, we always upload a couple times a week these days. So stay tuned.
And on your battery there's a red and the black wire. The red wire is currently connected to this green wire technically, and it goes on the VIN pin. The VIN pin is right here on my Arduino. And the black wire goes onto the GND. I extended the GND pin from here onto the GND over there. So it's kind of the same thing. And just attach it over here. And now it's time for the test.
Tell them it's going sideways.
Right now it's going sideways and it eventually falls over multiple times.
Oh my god.
Holy! Stand up, man.
Oh.
So it can be kind of fun to mess around with it and play around with it sometimes. And trying to make it prevent it from falling. It doesn't really walk forward, which is the main purpose of it. But it's okay, you can always change the code and make it walk.
As you've seen, this robot has made some progress from all that side of the table to this side of the table. So it's definitely moving, just not in a certain path. It's just moving.
So it mostly moves to the right and turns around depending on which way you put the battery. And that was a pretty good thing. Never mind. The robot doesn't really work too good.
Doesn't work bad though.
Alright, so that was it for this week's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, sub, and smash that like button. See you guys next week.